Welcome back to another lesson with me, Tom. Today we're looking at the 36 English words that you find impossible to pronounce. Now, how do I know that you find them so difficult? Because you told me. You told me on Instagram, you told me on Facebook. So today, I'm going to show you how to pronounce them perfectly. Don't go anywhere. Welcome to Eat, Sleep, Dream English. If you haven't met me before, my name is Tom and I teach fresh, modern British English so that you can take your English to the next level and achieve your life goals, whatever they may be. Today, I've got a very special pronunciation video for you and a new feature that I'm going to put at the end of the video, so stick around. This is something special, something different, something new that I'm going to try with you guys. So stick around to the end to see what that is. I'm quite excited about it. But first, let's get straight into our 36 words. So I put out a post on Facebook and on Instagram asking you guys to tell me what words you found most difficult to pronounce. And you guys sent me so many suggestions. Thank you so much, guys, for sending them in. I'm sorry if I don't get through all of them today, but I really appreciate you sending them in. The first one, clothes. Clothes. This was sent in by 2 of you guys. And this one is super tricky. I've seen it mispronounced so much over the years as an English teacher. Clothes. Clothes. So that end sound there is a Z sound, so clothes. Repeat after me, clothes. Clothes. Now, if you want a little cheat, because that one is quite hard to say and it's maybe you just can't do it, you could try close. Close, as in like close the door. Close and clothes sound very similar. And when you're putting them into a sentence, they're gonna sound exactly the same. Okay, which one am I saying now? Clothes. Yeah. Clothes. Okay. Clothes. Clothes. More or less the same, right? Put it into a sentence. I bought some new clothes. I bought some new clothes. Which one did I say? Yeah, I actually said clothes. But it could have been clothes. Either one, when you put it into a sentence, it sounds perfectly fine. Lena also asked for rarely. Rarely. Tricky one, huh? So rarely. Chelsea Lovey asked for a town in England, Loughborough. Loughborough. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, does it? Okay, but you've got the F sound in that GH. Loughborough. And it's not borough, Loughborough, it's just Loughborough. Next one, literature. Literature. Oof. So let me slow that down for you. Literature. Literature. So that's a great piece of literature. That's a great piece of literature. By the way, guys, thank you so much for sending these in. These are great words. Okay, next one. Marvelous. Marvelous. So not marvelous, marvelous. We had a marvelous time. We had a marvelous time. Responsibilities. Responsibilities. In my new job, I've got loads of responsibilities. In my new job, I've got loads of responsibilities. Salome asked for 4 words and I've added another one. Okay, let's go through this one because this is often chosen as one of the hardest ones to say. So we've got an individual, jewel, jewel. So you've got that ooh sound, jewel. Then jewelers, jewelers. It's the place where you buy the jewels. A jewelers. And then jewellery. Jewellery, jewellery. So jewel, jewelers, jewellery. This one's a good one. Museum, museum. So 3 sounds there. Museum, museum. I'm going to the British Museum today. I'm going to the British Museum today. And the next one, miserable, miserable. So it's not miserable, it's miserable, miserable. Oh, you look a bit miserable today. I hope you're not miserable today. Thank you for those one, Salome. Fantastic suggestions, all really tricky words. I'm not going to try and attempt to pronounce this Instagram name. I apologize. Okay, but yeah, I see this one. This is quite tricky. So man and men. So man is singular, men plural. Now, I think this gets harder when it's female. So you've got woman, woman, but you've got women, women for the plural. So woman, singular, women for the plural. So the w becomes we. So woman, women. does that mean? Okay, I've got to look this one up. This means to be unable to be excited or upset or something like that. Okay, so you're quite calm. Okay, I get it. The pronunciation? Imperturbable. 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 That word's killing me. Imperturbable. It's a word that you probably will never use, but it's good to know. Imperturbable. 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 That's really fun, actually. Imperturbable. I am imperturbable. Go on, you can say it. I'm imperturbable. And in fact, Dags, I don't know. The word taught. Taught. It's the same sound as ought or fought. You'll notice there that I did say the T at the end, so taught. If I was saying it in more natural everyday speech, I probably wouldn't say the T, I'd say taught. Taught. That's because I dropped the T's, it's this kind of glottalization of T's. I think I taught that kid in year 6. I think I taught that kid in year 6. So I think I taught that kid, not I taught that kid. Alright guys, let's keep going. Okay, Jade asked for this word. This one I often hear mispronounced, especially in Spanish speakers, as focus. Focus. But it should be focus. 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 That's how I pronounce it. Focus. Second one, curious. 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 Oh, that's a nice word. Curious. Paulina asks about this word. Yeah, it's not easy. Girl. Girl. So you've got that dark L there. So what I'm doing there is I'm bringing my tongue in as I'm saying the word. Girl. Girl. And in fact, the front part of my tongue is kind of curling inwards. So it's kind of just going like this. Girl. Now this is of course in my accent, guys. There are many different accents that would say these words differently. I'm teaching you in my London accent. As I said, there are other varieties of ways to say this. For example, in a Cockney accent, you might say girl, girl, but I'm saying it girl because that's the way I say it. Okay, next one. Failure. 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 Yeah, that's a tricky one actually. Failure. I was a complete failure at school. I was a complete failure at school. Alright, this one often comes up in the 10 most difficult words to say in English, but I'm like, how often do you say this word? How is it important to say? Well, maybe it is for some people. The word squirrel. Squirrel. I mean, maybe I say it a few times in a month because I live in a place where there are squirrels, but anyone else? I don't know. Do you live near squirrels? Okay, but the word is squirrel. 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 It's a nice word, in fairness. It's quite fun to say. Carla Fock asks for endeavour. Endeavour. So you'll actually notice there that the beginning isn't an E, it's an I sound. I. Endeavour. Endeavour. And then we end there with the schwa sound, so endeavour. Cherry Pie Girly Girl asks for aristocratic. Aristocratic. So it's aristocratic. St-cratic. Aristocratic. The stress is on the end syllable. Aristocratic. Next one, exaggerated. Exaggerated. It sounds almost like egg. Exaggerated. Exaggerated. And flowing on from that, exaggerating. Exaggerating. Okay? Exaggerated, exaggerating. Why are you always exaggerating about how tall you are? Why are you always exaggerating about how tall you are? Okay, it had to come finally. The word that is always in these top 10 lists. Crisps. Crisps. Woo. Okay, let's break it down. 2 sounds. Crisps. So it's crisps. 2 sounds. That's all it is. Almost like you're trying to get someone's attention. Psst, hey, come here. Psst, psst, come here. Crisps. We'll go get a bag of crisps. Yasminska, I hope you don't need to say this word very often. Murderer. 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 I hope it's a low frequency word. This is another hard one. World. World. So again, it's that dark L. World. So just like with girl, your tongue is coming in and down and back. Basically, girl. So this one, world. I want to travel the world. I want to travel the world. Okay, this is a nice one. Plagiarism. Plagiarism. This means to copy someone else's work, right? So, I was accused of plagiarism. I was accused of plagiarism. Okay, and finally we've got two words here. We've got sixth. Sixth. So it's sick. And then I finish with my tongue touching my top teeth and I'm blowing air out. So sixth. And months. Months. Now this ends with the S sound, the S. So months. So that's that blend sounds of going from the TH to then S. So for the TH sound, I've got my tongue touching my teeth, my top teeth, and I'm blowing air out, month. And then if I want to make that S sound, I draw my tongue down a bit. I hope that makes sense. That two very hard sounds. I know that a lot of students find those two very hard to do. So yeah, practice with that one. Sixth and months. If you find any other words difficult to pronounce, put them in the comments below. Now, this is the new section to my video that I want to introduce. I am going to pick out a few comments from the previous video that I made, and I want to talk about them. I want to respond to them, react to them, whatever it may be. So whenever you write a comment into the video, I read them, and then maybe I'll pick out a few of them, some of the best ones or the most interesting, to respond or to comment on. Now, first of all, I need a name for this section of the video. So you guys, give me some suggestions. Maybe like feedback corner could be one idea, or like Tom responds, or something cooler and better than that. But yeah, so give me a name, and then I'm gonna make a fun little kind of skit, video music skit to introduce this section. Now, why am I doing this? Well, because we're a community of English language learners, and so I wanna kind of reflect that by making this a bit of a dialogue. It's not just me telling you guys, you're teaching me as well, and we're sharing our ideas together. So my last video was all about brand new words for 2018. If you haven't watched it, go check it out, it's linked right above. So I taught you guys a couple of new words. Now, we had some great responses. Mami Mima said that over-tourism is a problem in Venice. And yeah, I think Venice is often seen as one of the great examples of where tourism is becoming a bit of a problem. It's having a big negative impact on the local community and the resources and the environment, all that kind of stuff. We moved on to talking about orbiting. So Helen said that orbiting is just a part of modern day life and how we communicate and connect these days. And yeah, I kind of agree, it is. It's just a reality of having social media so easily available, but then maybe not having the time to see friends and other people. So JW52Z said that orbiting sounds like a soft version of stalking. And I kind of get where you're coming from there. Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's done in a kind of slightly creepy way, then yeah, it could be, right? Like you're kind of watching someone from afar. Deadwin gave a really fascinating alternative version of the meaning of orbiting, where you actually get a certain number of extra duties and they're cadet corps if you misbehave or if you do something wrong. So if you fall asleep, you get orbited. Huh, okay. You see what I mean? Like, you guys are teaching me as much as I'm teaching you guys. Diabalagay was talking about gaslighting, and do you have to be a low self-esteem kind of a person to be gaslighted? I don't think so, no. I think anyone could be gaslighted. CarolX09 says, I love your videos, but I find it irritating when you repeat phrases. You do that a lot. You do that a lot. Great comment. No, on a serious note, the reason why I repeat the phrases is for pronunciation, to give you guys an extra chance to hear me say the words and then to practice with me, okay? So it's simply for pronunciation's sake. It's not because I love the sound of my own voice or that I'm trying to annoy you. It's, yeah, to help you improve your pronunciation. So I'm sorry, but I'm gonna carry on. All right, guys, cool. So that's the end of that section. Feedback corner, Tom's chat, what's it called? You let me know, I don't know. Give me a cool name for that section. And let me know if you liked it, if you enjoyed it, if you found it useful. I like it because it makes it a two-way conversation, all right? Also, let me know if you want it to be at the beginning of the video, then we can do it there as well. But yeah, feedback, that's what I want. Tell me, talk to me, guys. Hey, Talk to me over here. Alright guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Remember to check me out on Instagram, to check me out on Facebook, so you can get daily English content, behind the scenes footage. Also, remember I've got my membership scheme, YouTube membership. It's so exciting guys. We have live streams together where we can really chat, get deep with your English questions. So yeah, hit the join button if you're interested. Thank you so much for hanging out with me guys. This is Tom, the Chief Dreamer. Say goodbye.